TV Days Drama Digest returns with another explosive revelation that shakes the very foundation of one of our most infamous families. Today, we bring you an in-depth look at the turbulent saga of Kate and EJ, a story that intertwines betrayal, unforgivable acts, and the irrevocable family's shatter in the shadowed corridors of the DiMera legacy. Few secrets cut as deeply as the one that has now come to light. Johnny DiMera, a man whose entire identity has been forged by the tumult of his past, finds himself grappling with a truth so devastating that it threatens to shatter everything he once believed. The revelation is nothing short of catastrophic. Johnny learns that his existence was born out of an act of unspeakable violation. His father, EJ DiMera, committed a heinous act against his mother, and it is through this act of violence that Johnny was conceived. For Johnny, this revelation is not merely a betrayal of trust, it is an assault on his very soul. The weight of this knowledge transforms his world overnight, forcing him to confront not only the man he once revered, but also the very essence of his own being. In a moment of seething rage and profound sorrow, Johnny makes a vow to never, ever allow his father back into his life. The raw intensity of his emotions culminates in a brutal act of defiance. In a violent confrontation, Johnny beats down EJ, a physical manifestation of the storm of emotions raging within him. It is a moment that speaks volumes about the scars of the past and the lengths to which one will go when faced with the unbearable truth. The crumbling pillars of power, the aftermath of this confrontation leaves EJ DiMera reeling. Known for his cold, calculating demeanor, EJ finds himself uncharacteristically vulnerable as he faces the loss of his son, a loss that seems to strike at the very heart of his identity as a patriarch. Almost overwhelmed by grief, EJ's emotions verge on the brink of tears, a stark contrast to his usual steely reserve. However, instead of sinking into self-pity, EJ seeks someone to hold accountable for this unraveling of his carefully constructed world. His mind, desperate for a scapegoat, turns to a familiar face from the past, Kate Roberts Brady. Kate, a woman whose own life has been marked by secrets and complex allegiances, is now thrust into the center of this familial maelstrom. Her connection to the DiMera family runs deep, and it is her revelation of the hidden truth that ignited the explosive chain of events. EJ, now in a state of barely concealed fury, makes his way to Brady's pub, a place that has long been the backdrop for clandestine meetings and whispered betrayals. It is here, in the dimly lit, tension-filled confines of the pub, that EJ confronts Kate. Confrontation at Brady's pub. The scene at Brady's pub is nothing short of cinematic. The low hum of conversation and clinking glasses serves as a stark counterpoint to the storm brewing on the edge of the room. EJ tracks down Kate, his eyes burning with a mix of anger and despair. The confrontation is charged with emotion as EJ insists, almost desperately, that Johnny never needed to know the dark truth of his origins. In his mind, the revelation was a necessary evil, one that, if kept hidden, might have preserved the fragile semblance of order within the family. But Kate, ever the enigma, stands her ground. Her role in this saga is complex, caught between loyalty and a compulsion to unveil the truth. As EJ's words slice through the smoky atmosphere of the pub, the tension escalates to a fever pitch. He issues a stark warning to Kate, his voice a mixture of menace and sorrow. In that moment, it becomes clear that EJ's actions are not just about protecting his own legacy. They are a desperate attempt to rewrite the narrative of his family, even if it means condemning those closest to him. The aftermath of the warning from EJ is not taken lightly. As he turns and departs from the confrontation, the weight of his words lingers in the air like a dark omen. Kate, visibly shaken yet resolute, reacts in a way that speaks volumes about her inner turmoil. In a spontaneous outburst of emotion, she throws an object, a symbol of her defiance, onto a nearby table. This act, seemingly minor in the grand tapestry of events, is in fact a catalyst, a spark that threatens to ignite further chaos. For Kate, the consequences of this confrontation are profound. She is not merely a bystander in this unfolding drama. She is an active participant whose every move now carries the potential for further devastation. The act of throwing the object is emblematic of her struggle, a struggle to assert control over a situation that is rapidly spiraling out of her grasp. It is a moment of raw, unfiltered emotion, a public display of the pain and betrayal she feels at having been drawn into the DiMera family's dark saga. The looming threat against Lucas amidst the swirling chaos, another question looms ominously. Will EJ, in his quest to regain control and exact revenge, target Kate's son, Lucas? The very thought sends shockwaves through the already volatile atmosphere. Lucas, an innocent caught in the crossfire of family vendettas and power struggles, now faces the potential of becoming another pawn in a larger, more sinister game. The possibility of EJ targeting Lucas is a harbinger of further tragedy. For Kate, the threat is deeply personal, an attack not just on her reputation or her secrets, but on her very family. The tension is palpable as allies and adversaries alike watch with bated breath, wondering if this latest twist in the tale will mark the beginning of an all-out war within the DiMera Empire. It is a question that hangs in the balance, unanswered and fraught with implications that extend far beyond the immediate circle of those involved. The web of betrayals and consequences. This dramatic confrontation is not an isolated event. It is the latest chapter in a saga defined by betrayal, dark secrets, and the relentless pursuit of power. The DiMera family, with its labyrinthine connections and intricate alliances, has long been a symbol of both grandeur and corruption. Each revelation, each act of violence, only serves to deepen the wounds that have festered over generations. In this context, Johnny's discovery of his own origins is not just a personal tragedy. It is a microcosm of the broader decay that has long plagued his family. EJ's reaction, too, is emblematic of the destructive cycle that has come to define the DiMera legacy. His inability to accept the past, his desperate need to cling to a narrative that favors his version of events, has led him to make choices that are as morally ambiguous as they are devastating. His confrontation with Kate is a turning point, a moment when the carefully constructed facade of power and control begins to crumble under the weight of its own sins. A future shrouded in uncertainty as the dust settles on this latest confrontation, the future of the DiMera family, and indeed, of everyone caught in its turbulent orbit, remains shrouded in uncertainty. The choices made in the heat of the moment have long-lasting repercussions, setting the stage for conflicts that could potentially redefine alliances and reshape destinies. For Johnny, the path forward is now fraught with challenges. The emotional and psychological scars from the revelation of his origins will no doubt continue to haunt him, casting a long shadow over his future decisions and relationships. For Kate, the stakes are equally high. Her involvement in the disclosure of the truth and her subsequent confrontation with EJ place her at the epicenter of a battle that could escalate into a full-blown familial war. The question of whether EJ will target Lucas is a stark reminder that in this world, innocence is often the first casualty in a war waged by those blinded by pride and vengeance. Every step taken, every decision made, is a move in a high-stakes chess game where the cost of a misstep could be devastating. Reflections on the human cost beyond the dramatic twists and explosive confrontations lies a deeper, more human story, a story of pain, betrayal, and the struggle to reclaim one's identity amidst a sea of deceit. For Johnny, the journey ahead is one of reckoning and self-discovery. The revelation of his origins forces him to confront not only the man who gave him life, but also the legacy of violence and betrayal that has defined his existence. It is a path that will require immense courage, as he must navigate the turbulent waters of family loyalty and personal integrity. Kate, too, is left to grapple with the consequences of her actions. Her role in unveiling the hidden truths of the DiMera family has marked her as both a catalyst for change and a target of retribution. The emotional toll of being caught between duty and betrayal is immense, and as she faces the possibility of further attacks, her resolve will be tested like never before. In a world where every secret has a price, Kate finds herself paying dearly for her commitment to truth. The ripple effects across the Dimera Empire, the unfolding drama between EJ, Kate, and Johnny is set to send ripples through the entire Dimera Empire. As power shifts and old alliances crumble, new forces are poised to emerge from the shadows. The impact of these events is not confined to a single family or a single generation. It is a reflection of the enduring human struggle between right and wrong, between the desire for power and the need for redemption. The legacy of the Dimera family, marked by centuries of ambition and treachery, now faces a pivotal moment. With each revelation, with each act of violence, the fabric of the family's history is torn a little more, revealing the raw, unvarnished truth beneath. It is a truth that, for some, is too painful to bear, yet for others, is the only path to liberation. Conclusion: a saga far from over. As we close this chapter of the Dimera saga, one thing remains clear: the story of Kate and EJ is far from over. The intense emotions, the explosive confrontations, and the haunting legacy of past sins have set the stage for further drama that promises to be even more devastating than what has come before. With the potential threat looming over Lucas and the ever-present specter of betrayal, every character in this saga is poised on the brink of a transformation that could redefine their lives forever. We hope you enjoyed it and look forward to sharing more with you in the future. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe TV Days Drama Digest for more updates on Days of Our Lives.